What are the different types of PT? Is there any passing score as such in PT?
But besides that, we've also got PT Academic UKVI. PT Academic is an exam that is used to go abroad to an English-speaking country.
We know that it's AI one who corrects it, or there is no human intervention.
These days, almost everybody are
Yes.
using smartphones, and we are all very well versed with the QWERTY keypad.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a 100% computer-based exam. Aspirants who are looking to go to Canada for their work or for their migration purpose can go ahead with PT Core.
Hello everyone. This is Remya Rajkumar, a language trainer in Envertiz Academy. Today we have here Mr. Shawn William D'souza. He is the territory manager of in Kerala and Coimbatore of Pearson. So let's welcome him first. Hello, Mr. Shawn.
Hello.
Okay. So today we'll be discussing about most common questions that we get from students regarding PTE test. So we'll start off.
Sure.
Mr. Shawn, can you please tell the students what is PTE exam?
So basically, PT is a high-stake English assessment test, which is taken by students or by professionals for, in order to pursue their dream of their higher education or migration in any of the English-speaking countries.
Okay. Another common question that students ask is, what are the different types of PT? Is there anything as such?
So, basically there are, we've got different kinds of exam in Pearson Test of English, also known as PT.
Okay.
That is PT Academic, which is a widely preferred, exam by the students and by working professionals as well. But besides that, we've also got PT Academic UKVI, PT Core, and PT Home.
Okay. So it basically depends on where and what plan the students is having, right?
Exactly. So, to cut it short, I would say, PT Academic is an exam that is used or that is written by the students to go abroad to an English-speaking country, either for their higher education or for their working aspiration.
Okay.
Where it is accepted in all of the English-speaking countries. Like you've got Australia, you've got New Zealand, you've got USA, you've got the UK, and all of the other English-speaking countries.
Oh.
Now that's about it for PT Academic. We've also got a new exam called PT Core, which was recently launched about a year and a half ago. So basically, PT Core is a test that was preferred by the government in Canada, the IRCC, wherein aspirants who are looking to go to Canada for their work or for their migration purpose can go ahead with PT Core.
Okay. So in some cases, students will have to retake the test. So is that possible in PTE?
100%. We've got a policy as in the student can retake their exam about 12 times in a year.
Okay.
Now it doesn't matter whether they write it in 12 months or whether they write it in 12 weeks.
Okay, that's great. And is there any passing score as such in PTE?
So basically, we our scores in PT Pearson Test of English is it's a granular score ranging from 10 to 90. Now there is no passing score per se, but I would say like different universities have different requirements of the scores, depending on the courses that they provide to the students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that has happened recently in PT is that we know that it's AI is the one who corrects it, or there is no human intervention. But there's been an update in November, I suppose, that human intervention is there. So can you put a light on that?
Sure. So basically, the involvement of human expert has come into two question types mainly, that is describe image and retell lecture. Since it's a part of the speaking module, just to let you know, so basically there are three different parts for these two questions, right? One, the oral fluency, the pronunciation, and the content part. Now, the oral fluency and the pronunciation is still 100% evaluated by AI alone. Coming to the content part, it is first evaluated by AI and then it goes to a human expert. So basically, it is only the content bit that is evaluated.
Okay.
Now, what happens, in the evaluation that is done by the human expert? So, like I said, it is a speaking exam, and the audio script of the or the audio response of the student is not sent to the human expert. Now, what happens in that case is the transcript of that particular audio is the only thing that is sent to the human expert, which means if I'm a human expert, I would not be able to listen to what is being spoken there. I would not be able to know whether the candidate is a male or a female, a student who is a young person or an elderly person. right? So now all I would get is it is a transcript that is in a text format. Now the the job of a human expert would be to solely go through the text or the transcript and identify if a template has been used or not. In case a template has been used, the scores would go down. I mean, for content bit. And if the template is not used, they would get the scores for the content bit. Now, talking about an indifferences in terms of the scores given by AI and that of a human expert. Say, for instance, the scores of an AI and a human do not match for the content bit. It goes to a second human expert. Right? And just to let you know, each and every individual, that is the AI and human expert 1 and human expert 2, would not be able to see what is the scores given by any of the other individuals. Right, which means it will be an authentic scores. Now that is why we rightly say that our Pearson test of English is 100% an unbiased exam.
Okay. Thank you for putting so much light into it. Sure. Another question is, like, suppose I booked a date for a particular date, but I'm not able to make it. So can I reschedule it or, cancel it?
So you've got both the options available. You've got an option to reschedule the exam, as long as you are having about 14 calendar days, between the day of exam and the day that you would like, or the day that the student would like to reschedule the exam. Now, talking about the cancellation policy, yes. So if you've got more than 14 calendar days available before the test date, the student would be able to cancel their exam, no questions asked, and 100% refund given back to them. In case if there's a gap of about 8 to 13 days between the day that a student is looking to cancel the test and the actual test, they would be getting around 50% of the amount refunded. If there is less than 7 days, they would not be getting any refund.
Okay, fine. And do the students need to be really advanced in computer, or basic computer skills are enough for them to attend this?
Yeah, I mean, the advancement of the computer skills is not a requirement per se, because I mean, these days, almost everybody's are using smartphones, right? And we are all very well versed with the QWERTY keypad. Now, talking about QWERTY keypad, as the word suggests, QWERTY, QWERTY, is the first letters in the keyboard, right? That we use on our smartphones. Now, the same thing that is used in our actual computer peripheral, which is a keyboard. So, I mean, since that is almost everybody is very well versed, with that kind of a keyboard, I don't think that there should be an issue with by using a computer.
So in that case, like, let's say they don't have a laptop or PC, they can also practice in their mobile as well, as long as they're using this.
Yes, they can do that, but I would not recommend that, since it is a computer-based exam and it is meant to be attempted on the computer. Right?
Okay. And in the test center, for example, what ID should we bring? Should the candidates bring?
So, like you all know, since it is an international exam, an internationally accepted ID, which is a passport, is the only document that would be accepted in a test center.
Okay. And what is the difference? Like earlier in the beginning, you had said we have different types of PTE tests.
Correct.
So what is the difference between academic and UKVI?
So there is no much difference basically between PT academic and PT academic UKVI. The only difference is when a student books the PT academic UKVI, there is a slightly different set of questions while doing the registration. Now, besides that, there is also a unique reference number, also known as a URN, which is only available in PT academic UKVI.
Okay. Another very common question that students ask is it easier or tougher than other language tests?
Okay, so I would not say it is easier than any of the other tests, but like I would have to mention, PTE is a faster, fairer, and a simpler test. Now, talking about the three hooks that I would say, like it is a faster exam because first of all it's a 100% computer based exam, and the results are typically out in 2 business days.
Okay.
Right, so that makes it faster. The reason it makes it fairer is because it's an unbiased exam. Like I mentioned earlier, there is absolutely no involvement of human in terms of of the overall evaluation of the test. It makes it fairer. Now, it makes it simpler because it is a 2-hour single sitting test. Correct. So I would not say it is an easy exam, because of course without a thorough training, without a thorough practice, it would be difficult for a student to clear their PT exams.
Okay. Now that you have talked about the time and that it has a time limit. So suppose like I run out of time while doing a particular task. will it be cancelled or skipped, or how is it?
No, so basically, the student would be getting, the scores of how much, of the, of all the content that they have attempted for the questions. In case for any reason, if they run short out of time, as long as, until the time is covered, right? Until the before the end of the time, whatever has been recorded or whatever has been, stored in the system will be evaluated on that.
Okay. And are there any negative marking?
Yes, I mean, there is a negative marking in multiple choice questions, which is the only question that has negative marking. And because, I mean, we understand, like, it is difficult for a student to think that, that they have gone through a lot of struggle to practice, to understand, to learn the test. And then when they're writing the test, in case for any reason, if they have a negative marking. So yes, there is a negative marking, but that's hardly in a multiple choice question type.
Okay. So you have mentioned that whatever we have done will be saved.
Correct.
So in case the student doesn't know an answer, can they skip and then come back and answer to it?
Unfortunately, we do not have an option of skipping a question, or else even if you skip a question or go to the next question, you would not be able to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have to submit
They
it
have
then
to
and
move,
there.
submit and move ahead.
Okay. And how about accents? Do the students need to have an accent, or their natural accent is fine?
So basically, I have received this query multiple times. So just to let all of you know that there are about 126 accents that are accepted in Pearson Test of English, which means you do not have to fake an accent in order to get your scores. You just have to be as natural as possible.
Okay.
And the only advice I would give to each and every students is to be lucid and is to be loud and clear when you're speaking there. Because that is the only way, the mic would recognize what you're saying and would have, your answers recorded properly.
Okay. Okay. And like in other language tests, we need to have an extensive vocabulary knowledge or grammar. Is that required in PTE?
It is not required per se, but I would say, if you happen to have, or if students happen to have an advanced level of vocabulary, it is like an added advantage. But just to be mindful of it, having using of a lot of high level vocabulary, or big words without a context in it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So as long as there is context in what you're doing, what you're saying or writing for that matter, using good vocabulary is an added advantage.
Okay. And one more, it's like a rule, we can say, which is being heard. It's about the speaking module, not speaking module in all modules. We have a 3-second rule. Can
Correct.
you tell what it is?
So basically, this 3-second rule is nothing but, a student, I mean, this is pertaining this speaking module. So a student, has to start speaking in the first 3 seconds once the beep is heard by the student on the audio phone.
Okay.
So as long as you are speaking in the first 3 seconds, everything that you're saying would be recorded. Because if you happen to cross that threshold of 3 seconds, you might have happen to miss a couple of words that you're saying would be recorded in the system.
All right. Okay. So these are some common questions that's been asked about the PTE test in general. And with this, we have come to the end of this podcast. Once again, thank you, Mr. Shawn, for giving insights onto this. And if you have any queries, or if you are someone who's looking to study abroad or go abroad and planning to do PTE, please do contact us. And we are official partner of Pearson as well. So we'll be able to guide you in the right manner. Thank you so much.